So let's compare what you get between a pre-made cover and a custom cover. If we haven't met yet, hi, I'm Macy. I'm the owner and designer at Jasmine Pixel and Ink, where I make book covers for indie romance authors. So let's talk money. If you're an indie author and you're budgeting for your book release, it's really stressful and it can get expensive, but your cover really matters to you. So let's talk more about that when it comes to your cover and when it comes to spending money for your cover. So I'm thinking back when my sister first started her indie romance author career. She didn't really have a lot of money to spend when it came to releasing her book. She's had 3 so far come out, but when she first started, she didn't really have she didn't really have a lot of money. So she heavily relied on friends and family to do the editing, the formatting, the cover design. And that's the reality, is that a lot of authors don't have the funds when it comes to paying for certain things. Not everyone can afford certain services when it comes to releasing your book. And when it comes to book covers, not everyone is able to pay a lot, and nor should you, depending on where you are in your journey. Let's compare what you get between a pre-made cover and a custom cover. So for a pre-made cover, the good thing about those is that you can find them online anywhere, and they can range from $50 to $200. So that's really good if you're on a budget. They're relatively affordable. You can purchase them fairly quickly. Depending on where you purchase it from, you might be able to get it right away, or you might be able to get it within a few days. And the good thing too about pre-made covers is that most genres already have a distinct look when it comes to covers. So with pre-made covers, a lot of the designs tend to lean toward established genres. For example, if you're going with mafia dark romance, you're most likely going to have dark colors when it comes to your cover. Cityscape, symbolic objects in a dark background. These are all pretty typical what you'd find in your mafia or dark romance. When it comes to pre-made, you might have a little customization options when it comes to the covers. For example, if you want to change the color of a font, you might be able to have that option. It really just depends on where you buy your pre-made from. So when it comes to custom covers, you're able to tailor it a little more toward your story. So for example, if you're looking for character illustration, you're able to tell the artist how you want your characters to look. Every detail down to the hair color and any tattoos they have, any specific coloring, specific clothing they like to wear, the colors they like to wear, all of that. You're able to tell the artist what your characters look like, and you're able to show that on your cover. The good thing about a custom cover is it's a very highly collaborative experience. You and the artist or designer are able to constantly communicate and to make tweaks. Granted, each cover artist might have a certain amount of revisions when it comes to making the cover, but the good thing is that when you start working together in your creative brief, you're able to list as much information about your characters, what you're looking for in the book. Well, you could start off at $250 when it comes to a custom cover. Say you just want a little photo manipulation. That could start you at the lower end. If you're looking for character illustration, depending on which illustrator you've chosen, you could go up to $2,000. Possibly even a little more, depending on how much of the characters are showing and if you want a detailed background. For example, if your story takes place in a small town and there's specific stores or landmarks in that small town, and you want to show that in the cover, and you are relying on the illustrator to draw that for you, that's additional work on top of the detailed drawings of your characters. So because this is a reality, not every author can afford a custom cover, I decided to offer pre-made covers as a solution. I'll be launching a collection of pre-made covers every quarter. So that way, you as an indie author, if you would like to book services with me, you have options. You don't have to have a custom cover. My goal is to offer an option in any stage of your career. So if you're an indie author, where are you in your publishing career? And what challenges are you facing when it comes to budgeting to release your book? Share in the comments below, and I will see you in my next video.